YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Goldmail. I'm back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that post notification bell on, and yeah, let's get into it. Now, I'm starting this new series where I'm going back to albums from last year of 2023, or just certain classics that we look back on from time to time. And I thought about starting a series on how well do these albums age. And what better way to start off than to take a look back on the album that released exactly a year ago. And that album is Stuck in My Ways by Summrs. Coming off of his hot album release in the summer of 2022, Fallen Raven, it seemed like Summrs was on his way out of the underground. Fallen Raven received a lot of good reception from fans, and rightfully so. I feel like Summrs laid out this project perfectly. On the first half of this project, Summrs kind of changes up his style by hopping on these more aggressive beats that kind of give a little Chief Keef flavor to them, and just kind of gives off that sluggish aura that you would feel in any Louisiana or Memphis rapper. In the second half of the project, he kind of dives off into a more emotional side of the project, diving back kind of into his pluggnb form, playing with the guitar strings a little bit. It's just a well-balanced project in my opinion, and in my opinion, one of his best works. Fallen Raven would do really well as songs like Catch a Kill and Swing Your Pole would kind of go viral on TikTok, and it essentially really just boosted Summrs' career. And now Summrs kind of let Fallen Raven sit for a little while, which is what I kind of like. You could take the risk of just jumping on the opportunity as soon as he goes viral and dropping another project, but I would say it's kind of a more big risk, big reward type of thing, as it doesn't work out with every artist that you see. But there was kind of a reason that Summrs kind of took his time. It seemed like he was moving away from his usual sound and kind of catering to a more mainstream sound, and this is the way that fan bases just really get in the way of rappers' careers, as fans complained that they wanted the old pluggnb sound back from Summrs, and that's what he pretty much promised them for his next project. Summrs would then lock in with one of his old producers, Benji Cole, and he would try to take this opportunity to mix something old with something new. Stuck in My Ways was a 25 song long project, as he was already taking a risk with Fallen Raven being 23 songs, but it ended up working out for him. So with the runtime really just being this long, he's kind of already taking another risk right here. Starting off the track list, tracks 1 through 4, I'm gonna go ahead and group these together because they kind of cater to that same Benji Cole produced sound. Relying on Roxy is not a bad opener. I can kind of feel Summrs' emotion on this. Summrs definitely has his moments where he can endure very good emotion into his lyrics, and you could definitely see it on songs like Relying on Roxy, but he definitely has his down moments, as on the second song, Start Striking. You ever feel like something could be so bad that it starts to be good? That's kind of how I feel about Summrs' vocals on this song, as his vocals have always been a big pet peeve for me, in which sometimes they may work out, most times they don't, but it just kind of makes this a hard listen. However, I do like the emotion and energy that Summrs put into this, which kind of carries it for me and makes it more listenable. On the song No Days Off, I honestly could not listen to this song without laughing. Everything from the silly lyrics, the goofy, seductive beat. I just can't take this song serious. I can't. Moving on to the fourth track, Life's a Beautiful Curse. This is probably my favorite out of this 4 bunch, as I really like the flow that he was going with on this. Definitely a more enjoyable track, more confident, just overall more swag. Moving on to the 5th and 6th tracks, I think these songs are skips, as on the song Pure Motion, very rarely do I ever enjoy a Summrs and Desire collab, and I know there's so much irony in that statement because they're both literally blood brothers, so you probably think that they complement each other. Yeah, they complement each other, but not in a good way. Moving on to the 7th song, Russian Roulette, which is a Brent Rambo produced track, and even though this song really doesn't produce that much energy, I've always liked it since the album released, and my feelings really haven't changed. I really like this track. Die Rich was definitely a song that I liked on first listen, but hearing it a couple more times, it just really didn't hit the same for me, and I kind of grew off of it. Moving on to Van Cleef Poppin', which is one of the best songs on the album, obviously. Not much to be said about this song. Crazy beat, great hook, solid verses. Definitely one of the best on the album in my opinion. Songs 10 through 12 are a skip for me. I originally liked Drug Trafficking, but looking back on it, the beat was kind of carrying a lot, and I just wasn't really feeling it. Moving on to the track Like a River. The flow on this is really nice. It kind of gives me a vibe of like an NBA Youngboy emotional song, or just your average street rapper just kind of getting on his emotional vibe. The 14th track, My Voicemail, wasn't bad, but I feel like it kind of went on for way too long, and I just ended up getting annoyed by it. On Closing the Book, Summrs kind of gets on his little Drake vibe, kind of veers off into a different sound of production, a little bit of more strong R&B sound. Overall, not a bad cut. He didn't really ruin the beat in any way. He just kept it short, plain, and simple. Moving on to the 16th and 17th track, Blood, Tears, and Miles on You. These were kind of a hard listen for me, as I just kind of cringed throughout these songs. as Summrs just doesn't really do a good job with the auto-tune on these, and it just kind of makes this a painful and cringy listen. On the song Album Just For You, he kind of hops back into his Drake bag, and I'm gonna say it right now, this is the best song on the album. He plays the auto-tune to the perfect tempo. The beat is simple, but yet so nice at the same time. Everything from the songwriting, the flow, this is overall just a beautiful track, I can't lie. Definitely the best song on the album for me. On the next track, I Know You Miss Me Girl. When I heard this track the first time, I just kind of found it silly, as I really thought it was just a cheesy tune, wasn't really catchy for me. But on this listen, I've kind of grown into it a little bit. Definitely starting to like the track a little bit more. Moving on to what I think is the second best song on this album, Pilates. Everything from the great Go Yard beat to the infectious hook, the way he layers his vocals, just another solid track from Summrs. On the 21st track, Like My Diamonds, I've definitely grown to like this track as well, as Summrs is really pouring his heart out on this track, as I usually don't like when Summrs kind of pitches his voice this high with the auto-tune, but for some reason it just kind of meshed well in with this beat, and just kind of meshes well for a pretty good track. From the 22nd song all the way up until the end of the album, it was just kind of a blur for me. I kind of feel like this album finishes weak, and what felt like could have been a huge improvement just didn't really snap well with me. My original rating on this album was a 6 out of 10, and now going back and doing a re-listen on this album, there were some songs I liked originally that now I don't really like now, and it's kind of grown off of me, but I've also found some appreciation for songs that I didn't enjoy the first time. So all in all, I'd probably still give this rating a 6 out of 10, as I still overall had the same enjoyment as I had the first time. Some of the songs just kind of flip-flopped. But yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if I should make this a series. I've already planned on doing Yeat's Afterlife and Jace's Reverence for the future. Let me know what albums I should go back and take a dive into. Comment down below. But yeah, make sure you subscribe, turn that post noti bell on for your boy. And yeah, it's your boy Goat Mill. We out.
I had to come for all my problems. Speeding down the highway, run up gold. And I fire that shit up and I pass it up, cause you know that my shot time. I'm enjoying the cycle, cause this shit on me. I put some VVS all on my teeth, cause I feel like I'm wheezing.